Well, we did our best. I'll try. I'm still working on it. I know people on the East Coast are, you know, within reason. I mean, it's I just I'm trying my best, but we got a lot of things going on, and I'm sure you do. I think the general view of what's going on is pretty interesting. It seems to all boil down to the markets. It seems to all be boiling down. Just another thanks, Wade. It seems to be. I mean, this is what I'm seeing. The war is proceeding nicely. I mean, war is never nice. The people are getting hurt. The President Trump and the White House were able to pull off a V for Vendetta situation. I'm going to show you a clip on that because I think it's important that they were able to overtake the communication system in Iran and tell the Iranian people that they need to they need to establish their own government. They need to rise up. And I think that that's already basically happened. I think that's what this is all about. But at the heart of this whole situation, in my opinion, is the ending scenes, the final scenes of the war of the deep state parasite satanic child killing organization versus the good guys for the liberation of mankind. That's what this all boils down to. You could see that China's not involved, Russia's not involved. This is not about countries. In fact, China and Russia are, I think, are aligned with President Trump against the deep state, against the parasites, against the bankers, big pharma, big tech, the media. All these illicit organizations are coming to an end, and it seems as though this war is both important and also a distraction from the general economic war that is slated, in my opinion, seems like to hit the fan. Like the shift is about to hit the fan, and people are predicting tomorrow's markets may close down. The stock exchange, the oil will be trading. It's the collapse of it's the end of the world as we know it, and you and I and all the people that have been following this thought stream should feel fine. It's coming to an end. People are seeing the same things and reporting it as completely different ideas, like the the end of the fiat currency and the beginning of XRP. Some people are painting this as this is the deep state taking over, and they won't let. But it's in my opinion, it's just the opposite. I mean, you have people saying all kinds of weird things out there. It seems like they have Starlink. You mean the internet is down in Iran? Right, limited Starlink. Interesting. A few do. It's illegal. Interesting. But apparently, okay, so this is what I saw. I'll share it with you. Let's see. Let's go to here because I did share this. Okay, I can't manipulate it. This okay. I don't know I don't know what's going on here. Let me try another approach. Okay, so all the oil for much of the country. What is this? Looks like we're in the end game. Get ready for the green lights. XRP could explode anytime. That's a possibility, or it could also go down. The next 24 hours will be the worst time of 2026. Iran is closing the Strait of Hormuz. Over 20% of the global oil supply is cut off, and most people have no idea about the impact on other markets, stocks, metals, crypto. If you hold any assets right now, you must know this. You will be missed. This is the real life, right? A- Ask yourself, what does freed mean? Ask yourself, do we want a war? Ask yourself, who is trying to start a war? Ask yourself, if a missile was launched by a rogue actors, what would be the purpose? Ask yourself, who should immediately start a war? Ask yourself, should the public understand the following statement? Rogue actors, clowns, U.S. former heads of state initiated a missile launch in order to force the U.S. into a war conflict against X. But the autists who you we know you are those who cannot understand that we cannot simply start arresting who first. Okay, so I'm not gonna go to that. It's a Q post, but when will humans wake up? She said this in 2009. People starting to discover truths, conspiracy theorists, JP Morgan. This is a guy saying that they are distracting you from something much more important. I am praying for those affected and hope resolution is swift. He's saying that the 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 people in charge are trying to go into a different kind of currency, which we know is happening. There are no peoples, there are no Russians, there are no Arabs, there are no third worlds, there is no West. There is only one holistic system of systems. No longer conspiracy theory. Israel just used a direct energy weapon. Israel used their high powered laser weapon, the Iron Beam. I don't know. It's just I'm looking at all this stuff. For some reason, this video enrages feminists in America. This is an Iranian girl. She's tired of dressing like this. Do you know that you don't own anything? Okay, so I'm not really. I don't feel focused right now about any of this, other than to say that it something could be happening tomorrow in terms of the markets. Is Iran? Do they have enough power to close down the Strait of Hormuz? Is this going to be the point of no return, in a sense, the precipice, where everyone will feel like the world is collapsing? However, it to our view, it is really coming together. I don't know. That's the bottom line, and neither does anybody else. Mexico went quiet, maximum chaos, oil prices up, people stuck in Dubai, two airports closed, nuclear power plant in Israel has been hit. Sharon, can you even imagine? Most populace don't even know the internet can be taken down. Sharon, a friend of mine is from Iran. She had zero communication with her family for weeks. Okay, so I think you guys are really have more information certainly than I do. Other nations are vowing to help. Oil prices up, maximum chaos. Yeah, I think so. I think everything is imploding. However, I think this is the beginning of the end of the deep state, in my opinion. That this is the end of it. That the underground vessels, the underground tunnels in Iran will be silenced forever, and the human trafficking, I don't know. It's it's anybody's guess at this point how it's going to end up. But so a lot of people are saying that tomorrow is going to be that the markets are going to be reacting to the chaos that's going on in the world. Is this really chaos? I don't know. I feel like we've been prepared for this for a long time. Times are definitely changing. Yeah. NetBlocks is the internet monitoring company that took Iran offline. Interesting. Absolutely spiritual being. Hey, Brian. I heard the Strait of Hormuz was shut down by the insurance agencies. That could be. We don't know. We don't know what's going on, and I think that's that's. I think it's all going to. I think we're heading for the end of the deep state. That's the only thing that seems to make sense to me. This whole thing in Iran, it just kind of they were preparing for it. They were sending their ships over there, and now it's in full explosion mode. However, it seems to me from the military clips that I'm seeing, it seems that America and Israel are very much in control. And I think this is the last of the deep state. I know Obama sent all those pallets of cash to Iran. This could be their last stronghold. The Rothschilds were saying that when the Ukraine came down, that would be the end of their empire. But perhaps they had a little bit more juice left. Certainly, the Cubans are calling out for Trump to go in and liberate Cuba. It's everything is going at once. It's happening, but it is a process, not a single event. It's definitely accelerating. Yeah, I think so, Keith. I don't really think the market is going to be collapsing tomorrow. I don't see that. But I think it could be heading we could be heading in that direction. Too much risk to run ships. Yeah, feel better back on your land. I can see it. Yeah, I do feel better. Yeah, I had a very nice day today. But yeah, consider you like a teacher, and I respect you. Thank you, Kenzo. I appreciate it. I had a student named Kenzo, and I think he passed over. But I'm no relation to you. But he was a sweet, very autistic child. Yeah. So I don't know. I think this, I think this is the fog of war. I don't really think there's anything really we can say with any kind of conclusive. I don't think we can say anything conclusively at this point. We're in the fog of war. You and I have been kind of like in this state for years where we understood how things were in a state of flux. The rest of the world is coming into the fold, perhaps. They appointed his son. Too much risk. Yeah, they already killed. They had another Ayatollah sort of took over, and they killed him too. Misdirection. I think it's the fog of war, and I don't think it's going to clear. I think it seems to me that we're heading for Jassara. That's all. I mean, that's what we've been. That's all we've really had to hang on to for all this time. How we're going to get there, I don't know. Is it going to take weeks, months, years? I don't know. We needed a scare event. That's. I think. I mean, that makes more sense to me than anything else. That we needed a scare event, and this seems like a scare event. Certainly, economically, people are going to be panicking. People are already panicking, saying that the deep state is imposing this like controlling stable coin situation, I think we're switching over to XRP. I saw a film that I hadn't heard about Lobster lately, but they were saying that all the assets on Lobster that are pegged to XLM will be going up. I had not, I that's like was an outside possibility for me. I still, that is a interesting situation. But yeah, we're in the fog of war, misdirection. Let me see if I can bring anything up here. Why doesn't this now it's not working? Doesn't make sense. Let me see. Well, let me see if I can just if I go to here. Okay. We're going to have to go to the oh, okay. So there are some interesting posts. Let me go back to here. Let's go now. Let's try this. Okay. Let's just share the information stream. What's going on here? Big explosion in Iran. President Trump's right-hand man in El Salvador posted these simple words, game theory, with a timestamp 8:33. So they're saying the odds. Oh, I can't click on that. Senator, senior Trump administration officials telling me that credible intelligence indicating Iran planned preemptive missile strikes against U.S. military targets in the region and against civilian targets as well. Failure to act would have resulted in mass U.S. casualties. Owned by BlackRock, yeah, they own the world. Amazon, Microsoft, Dow, Fidelity, Exxon, Verizon, CNN, everything. Ray Dalio warns it's not a recession which is going to hit the US and the world, but a total breakdown of the monetary system. And that would be a good thing from our point of view. He's not coming through clouds, he's coming through consciousness. That's an interesting mention as well. Message to galactic light forces: we have not agreed to current war. It's beyond our capacity to stop it. Show yourself and take down dark forces smoothly. We do not want any more wars ever again. Interesting. Update: I got him before he got me. They tried twice. I got him first. All right. We stand by the good people of Iran who are currently battling the installed freedom. True rule: the people have the power. Rise up and demand they be removed. At some point, military generals will act with the will of the people simply because the soldiers are not the same people, are those same people, and have no choice. We stand with you. We are monitoring the situation closely. Stay safe. God bless. I have been informed that we have destroyed and sunk 9 Iranian naval ships, some of them relatively large and important. We are going after the rest. They will soon be floating at the bottom of the sea. Also, in a different attack, we largely destroyed their naval headquarters. Other than that, their navy is doing very well. Okay. I couldn't love this more. It just makes me smile. Our military are amazing humans. I don't know what this is. I don't know. I can't even play it the way the thing is set up. When everyone is bombing each other, but no one invites you. Interesting. The canine on a hand signal is literally walking backward to watch his six so he can focus on threat, whatever the threat is. This is Iran now. Nothing can stop them from reclaiming Iran. Okay, it's liberation. Breaking: the future of warfare just went live. Israel has reportedly deployed the high-powered Iron Beam. Yeah, we saw this before. Spiritual vision is given to those who live in truth. New voting block unlocked. Okay. Um, let's see. And just like that, it all makes sense. I get all my news from TV, and that's why you've no idea what's really going on. Now it makes why America seized the oil from Venezuela. President Trump was aware that Iran would block the oil route to cause global damage. So we have oil. This is all to the this is one of the most powerful videos I've ever seen. President Trump, please help. This is in Iran, right? Okay. U.S. service members just got urgent orders from the Department of War, turn off location services on all electronic devices immediately. Uber, Taliban, and Snapchat are flagged as compromised, active threats against U.S. military personnel in the contiguous United States. Just in, Iran TV has reportedly been hacked and is showing a message from President Trump calling on Iranians to rise up against the regime. Well, let me just see where if I can get the chats. Okay. State Department has issued a warning to Americans. I still cannot. Cosmic law for everyone. All right, so let's just see what else. Let's see if I can still scroll. Yeah, I've been given instructions for yesterday. We eliminated the tyrant Khomeini. I don't think that's really Netanyahu, but Supreme Leader Baby Trump addresses the Iran situation. Okay, just the news, no noise. March Madness. Public will know soon. March 15th. That's interesting. JP Morgan just in 4 trillion banking giant JP Morgan just said that when clarity passes, XRP will see a significant boost. HODL. Just hold on to your XRP. Holy, yeah. Iran just striked oil tanker in Hormuz. Oil crisis 2.0 starts now. Iran just closed the Strait of Hormuz except for Russia and Chinese vessels and struck an oil tanker in the process, injuring 4 members. This isn't a drill. This is a geopolitical nuke. Iran just took place. Trump ultimatum to Cuba: make a deal before it's too late or face consequences. Just in, massive scale protest erupt in Brazil, demanding the president Lula to resign. When will humans wake up? Donald Trump warns the world will soon understand nothing can stop what's coming. Each XRP will be treated like gold. Colombia bans child marriage. That's a good thing. Breaking: Iran striking major ports and oil tankers in the Middle East, and this could trigger a crash in stock markets. If you think Obama's treasonous acts are bad, just wait till you find out about the biological labs and where his pandemics came from, and the funding using tax dollars. So that's pretty scary as well. The XRP party celebrating the closure of the Strait of Hormuz while most of the world panics. Yeah. Trump got 34 felonies, right? Okay. The alignment of 7 planets over Stonehenge tonight. Trump waiting for the next world leader to run their mouth. Yeah. All right. So I think that we are in the war. I think that's the best explanation for everything. And I think we should just hold your XRP, just hold your gold and your silver, and let's just wait for this thing to pass by. There's going to be great panic in the world. It seems like there's a world war going on, but it's not turning into a world war. It's turning into an obliteration of the deep state. That's the main focus, in my opinion. It's wild. Information overload. Yeah, I think so. I'm just overloaded. John, who's it? John? I can't remember. There's a radio announcer, but he said the first five or the first three messages you get during wartime are fake or not reliable. You can't. What was his name? John somebody. But anyway, yeah, I feel overwhelmed too. There's nothing I can say. I will say that today I had a nice day in that in my building technique, which is just do the next thing. I reached a point where I'm working on the second floor, and I reached a point where I realized I had to shore up certain points on the second floor to make sure that the structure holds up. So I spent like an hour just thinking about it, just looking. I felt frustrated that I wasn't really doing anything, but I spent a while and I just thought about it, and then I decided to do the easiest part of the building first. I just said, okay, let's just start over here and see what happens. And once I started that, I was able to kind of wrap around and take care of the structure from the ground up, which is, I'm working on the structure on the second floor, but at the same time, I want to make sure it's totally solid. So too with our lives now. Just hold on. Let's see what happens. I don't even think there's any point in really having a a video tonight because I can't see anything. I just see a lot of chaos, but I think through the chaos that the right things will happen, that the fiat currency will go down somehow, that the Fed will be completely destroyed publicly, that we will be restored to divine order and divine law. Jasara law will be taking over. We'll have lots of technical progress, free energy, and everything's going to turn out just fine, in my opinion. So, I'm sorry. I don't have anything to say. I just feel like it's all happening, and it's not to worry. I went to Nantucket when I was 18 to frame a house 30 miles out to sea in the dead of winter. It was a challenge for me in my life. When I was 18 to frame a house 30 miles out to sea. Yeah, I've been to Nantucket as well, and I spent a couple of cold winters, at least one in Cape Cod. So I understand that, and I also know that yeah, it's all happening. It's wild. It's information overload. Yeah, I had a good day. It wasn't the kind of day that where I felt like okay, I'm guns blazing, I'm doing everything. I did add something like 30 cubic feet of mulch to my gardens. I did continue to play Johnny Appleseed with every seed I get. I put in the ground, and I'm waiting to receive two blueberry plants. So I worked on the garden, and then I started with the framing, and I started to make sure that all the things that the second floor is not going to be in danger ever, that it's going to be sitting on solid legs. And so too with us. We're on solid ground. We all know that XRP is going up, and in my opinion it's not a bad thing. It's just the end of the world as we know it. And real people here, yeah, real peeps here. So we're all connected. Anyway, may the force be with you. May you realize that you are the force. Let's just take a deep breath and just stay calm. during the next couple days. I think things are going to be pretty agitated. People are going to be screaming, "It's the end of this, it's the end of that." But it's the beginning. In my opinion, it's just the beginning of the new world, and nothing can stop what's coming. May Source be with you. May you realize that you are Source itself. And let's get out there with a big and calm smile on our face. Just stay calm